From the House of Songo, this is Gaytopix, the only gay source for hot topics and gay news. Good afternoon. Today is Monday, March 8th, 2021. It's Gaytopix All Day Monday. I'm your host, Papi Songo, the only host to bring you the latest gay and lesbian headlines and breaking news. Peekaboo! I'm back, and I have to say that it's even difficult to even just think about it, but ooh, you're on camera, and that is what I'm having most difficulty doing. I haven't been live in quite some time, and because my dog of 21 years, that's right, 21 years, there he is as a puppy. My dog, Bill Clinton, passed away. And it was the first time, and is now the first time, that I'm actually alone. I've never been in a relationship. I've been estranged from my family since adopting him at 6 weeks old because of my sexual orientation and being gay. As many of you know in the community, there's still a stigma against people who are gay and who come out the closet and are forced to endure the abuse, mental abuse, and most often are subject to being homeless and stuck on the street. It's sad that we're living in 2021 and there's still racism and stigmas against any kind or anything that is different from what we perceive as normal, and what society deems as appropriate. Being gay is not inappropriate. Being black is not inappropriate. Being white is not inappropriate. Being transgender is not inappropriate. Being a royal is not inappropriate. We're all in this together. And over the weekend, Meghan and Harry sat down with Oprah to give their highly anticipated interview for the first time after leaving the royal family. And over 17 million people viewed it. That's just here in the U.S. In case you're wondering, Oprah's highest rated interview was with Michael Jackson in 1993 with over 27 million people viewing it. But now with social media, you really don't have to actually watch anything on television, because you can watch clips as they happen, live on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. But I don't know about you, but I like watching things live and being a part of that live experience with everyone. That's why I'm kind of upset that I don't have a co-host or someone to fill in for me, because it is very difficult to do a talk show every single day, especially when you're grieving the loss of something that's been in your life for over 2 decades. And he's the only love I know. I've never been in a relationship. I don't have any family. I don't have any friends. I've lived in my neighborhood 12 years now, and I don't know any of my neighbors. It's really hurtful. But I'm going to get into Meghan Markle's interview a little bit later, but my makeup. But it's Gaytopix all day Monday. And to mark the start of National Pet Week, I'm going to be real with you. Ugh. Ooh. I'm sorry. But it's very difficult for anyone to understand and grasp the emotional attachment or that I had with my dog. It's it's just so painful that he's not here anymore, and it's look at him. That's what people don't seem to understand. And it's like it's been so long. These are actual photos of him. Look how small he was. That big ass bed. These are actual photos that I've taken of him. You know, it's not, it was before cell phones and all that good stuff and Instagram and social media. I've had him a long time, and to not have him in arm's reach of me has been really overwhelming, and it's been very painful and difficult to even get out of bed, because when I get out of bed, he's not there to greet me or to jump up and down to go outside, or his nails are not hitting the floor, and it's it's this is why a co-host is needed, because as a dedicated journalist, I'm supposed to report the news every single day of the week. And as we all know, the news never stops. The news keeps going. More importantly, my platform is not where I actually want it to be. Like, I would love to have, as I'm talking, like a picture up here. Usually it's over here. Yeah, maybe it would be over here. And then the news going across the bottom of the screen there, and then an intro and things of that nature. But I'm, again, because I haven't been live, people don't know these things about me. So I have a lot to say when I do go live. And yes, sometimes my videos are over an hour, but they're very engaging because I spill a lot of tea, more importantly, about myself. And that's what this time that I had off allowed me to do and reflect upon, because as I was left alone, I made videos and I kept up with the news. I haven't published anything since September 11th, but I have so many videos that are, in queue waiting to be published and edited and stuff like that to my liking before I actually publish them. But I'm thinking now that it's maybe best that I actually just leave them as is and just post it. Most of them are entail my personal life and what I was going through in the days leading up to my dog's death. So you see a lot of that transpiring and happening and leading to his demise. And they're not edited, and they go on forever, and no one wants to see me talking for an hour and a half. But, no one even wants to date me, let alone sit there watching me for an hour and a half talk, But I like the fact that I was able to to be vulnerable. And I'm finding now that my vulnerability is my strength, and I'm not going to shy away from that. People say, "Oh, you're probably talking too much," and you know, you're telling a lot of things that maybe perhaps you shouldn't be saying, but I feel again, my vulnerability is my strength. And so the more vulnerable I am and the more honest I am, the more vulnerable I become, because I am struggling. I am by myself. And there's only me and the camera. And I hate to reference myself to the disgraced, twice impeached, racist, one-term former president of the United States. But I have also been suspended and blocked from all social media as Papi Songo. I've held that name for a decade, and it's been longer now. It's been maybe 15 years now, 16 years now. So going on 2 decades, just as old as Bill Clinton was, my dog Bill Clinton. So I people have told me that, oh, because you're not doing anymore, you're not working in the adult industry anymore, you should leave the name Papi Songo alone. And seeing that it hasn't worked for you when you were in the industry, why would you continue to reference yourself as Papi Songo? I may not be in the adult industry anymore, but Papi Songo is my brand. Papi Songo is my character I created and my platform. And to just say to get rid of it tells me one thing, that you're really not trying to help me or benefit me in any kind of way. That's number one. Number two, I wouldn't want to tell you to get rid of your identity or who you identify with, or what you identify as. That's not for me to do or for me to say, so it's very difficult when someone is telling you not to be who you are. It's not about what you say or what you want me to be or what you perceive me to be or what you think of me. It's who I am. And Papi Songo has been who I am for over a decade. And I'm not going to change it because people don't like me. So what? So what? People are not even watching this. So what? That's another reason why I need a co-host, because perhaps maybe with a co-host, the co-host can actually do the things that I need. Like I said, having the news scroll across the screen, or maybe having a picture up there, But I wrote something down here, and I'm going to read it to you now, okay? I am struggling through a lot of emotional pain right now, and I'm all alone. And the severe magnitude of losing my son, yes, I call my dog my son, Bill Clinton, passing away, is very overwhelming. I've experienced death firsthand. I've even had blood splatter all over my face while I was deployed in Afghanistan as a U.S. Army sergeant. I know death when I see it. I remember being bullied and called every racist, homophobic word in the book while I was in school. And the deans kept telling me to ignore it. And then once coming home after school, I got jumped by 10 people for being gay and then being sexually assaulted, if you really want to get into it. The devastating loss of my mother and father when I returned home from war was just the icing on the cake. I came home from the war and I was homeless. Most of my family had passed away, and my siblings simply ignored me because of my sexual orientation. And that is when I adopted my dog, Bill Clinton. I named him adamantly so after my commander in chief when I served. And Bill Clinton has been with me for 21 years. So I haven't seen my twin or any other of my siblings in 21 years. I know I have aunts and uncles and things like that, but I don't know who they are. I haven't seen them even longer than that. Possibly maybe when I was a kid. That was the last time I saw them, you know. But all this is in my published memoir, available now on Amazon, called Alone, amply titled enough. Oh, my nose is now running, and I don't want my painted face to. But yeah, on to the takeaways that we can get. I'm moving along because I don't want to touch up a base on this sad subject, so I'm going to keep moving. The takeaway that I got from Meghan and Harry's interview. At first, I was wondering because Meghan sat there for an hour and a half talking to Oprah by herself. So I was wondering, it's like, why is it called Meghan and Harry if Harry's not there? But she dropped some bombshells, and prior to the interview, that very day, their interview is going to in London is going to air tonight. But the day before yesterday, which is what we saw, the tabloids in London and in the UK were all saying that it's her narrative, and the people of the Commonwealth should not really play into it because it's her narrative that she's creating. But as I sat down and listened to what she told Oprah, I'm beginning to believe that it's the monarchs, the whole palace, the whole family, the whole firm, as they called it, narrative, because they're friends with the paparazzi. That's something that is not here in the U.S. Yeah, a lot of people know what's his name from TMZ, Harvey something. But yeah, a lot of people know who they are, but they don't invite them to places. Yeah, maybe perhaps they may invite them. Like I always said, like I thought it was odd that Britney Spears was out getting coffee, or Rihanna was in a lingerie show, or Cardi B was shopping for handbags, and the paparazzi taking all these photos of them. Like, how did they know they were even there? So it occurred to me that maybe perhaps their publicist had called the media and told them that they were going to be there so they can get the shot, you know. So, but here in America, they're not as like into it like the UK press is, and the UK press were spilling all these derogatory things about Meghan and what their baby would look like. You know, Meghan for one is light skinned, so what did you think her baby was gonna look like? You know, more than half the countries in the Commonwealth are predominantly black. You know, and having Meghan Markle in the family itself was a huge asset to the firm. So I don't know why they disparaged her, because even now they turn the narrative around her, because Meghan was the one who cried about the. I actually reported this, and I actually believed it because, you know, I thought Meghan, you know, purposely went into the family just to get in to be a royal. You know, she was an actress, so she knew what to do and how to do it, and all she had to do was listen to them. But now I know that no one actually did listen to her. And as I kept watching her speak and tell Oprah what was going on, I couldn't help but be sympathetic and emotional. So I started to cry like I'm doing right now because I feel connected to her in that way of being isolated and alone. And you, I've reached out to so many people for help, and no one helps. It's just me sitting here talking to a camera, and it's when someone is having difficulties with their mental state and thinking and having suicidal thoughts, more importantly, having suicidal thoughts, you don't ignore it. You get them the help that they need and the help that they need right away. I've told many, 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 many people, including Dr. Phil, since 2016. I've told many people in the industry, what they were doing because a lot of people want to stigmatize mental health and say that mental health is not a real thing. But if you look at it in this way, people make other people have mental problems. If the firm or the palace did not treat Meghan like that, she would have never had suicidal thoughts. She would have never been isolated. She would have been able to hang out with her friends. She would have been able to have her baby named Prince Archie. She would have been, her baby had security, because she mentioned that her baby didn't even have security. And then when they stripped the security, that's why I was dumbfounded when they stripped away the security from Harry. Harry was born into the family, just like Archie was. It's just, it's really upsetting to see that the monarch is acting in such a way, and it makes you really wonder, like, when you watch The Crown, like, wow, this is really happening. This is all true. And I'm a huge Princess Diana fan, and I love the fact that no one will ever, in this entire world, ever take the name princess again. Because Princess Diana took that with her to the grave. And I really respect her for that. But she knew what was going to happen because now Harry was living off of her trust fund. And they were forced to actually seek acting work and go to Disney and Netflix to seek work, to help pay for where they're living now, And they had to move into Tyler Perry's house temporarily because their security was at risk, and they're high profile people. They need security, If anything that I took away from that interview is that I am now more of a Meghan Markle fan than I was before. And I just alluded to that perhaps maybe, Princess Diana will always be a princess. No one can take that from her. That's why everybody after her is now a duchess, So I'm really now thinking it should be Meghan Markle, Princess Meghan. Because to be quite honest with you, she is more likable than anybody in the royal family, including Kate Middleton and even the Queen herself. I'm gonna go into a lot. I'm gonna go into a lot more of the interview, and I'm gonna break it down for you because there's some kind of disparities and things that don't seem right. And I'm gonna break it down for you tomorrow for Undercover Tuesdays, because that's what my Undercover Tuesdays were meant to do, was to go deep and into the story to show you what the truth really is. For one disagreement that I have is that you didn't want Prince Archie to be called a prince, and you claim that they stripped away your titles and things like that, and you were stripped away of your security, and that the British press portrayed you as a angry black woman, and you know, basically made you have conflict with your sister-in-law, Kate Middleton. But it kept happening over and over again. Even if you told the Buckingham Palace and the aides and stuff like that this was happening and they weren't going to say anything, you should have said something. If I remember correctly, you were on Jimmy Kimmel and you were writing notes, and you're really good at writing things. You could have wrote a letter and secretly sent it out, or created a new Instagram account, or did they even allow you to have phones? There's some things that are very off here, but the underlying factor of everything, if you really look back at years and years and years of the royal family, from Fergie, the Duchess of York, even Princess Diana, and Prince Andrew, there's always been scandals, but nothing to the point where they were attacking their own. And Meghan Markle was one of your own, and you were attacking her as if she was a nobody, even to this day. So the reason why I want to get deeper into this interview tomorrow is because I want to actually see what the British tabloids are going to say after the interview airs today in the UK. So I want to hold off on that. But yeah, it's been one hell of an interview, and I feel really bad for them. I really do, but I think they're going to make it. And there's even rumors going around now, which I wanted to save till tomorrow, but I'm going to say it today. There's even rumors now that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry will play themselves in The Crown Season 5, striking a Netflix deal. Oh, that would give them so much credibility. And maybe an Oscar, because she won a Golden Globe as Princess Diana, so I'm more than certain she's going to get her Oscar playing into Princess Diana. And Meghan Markle was in Suits, so she's already an actress and knows that role because she was already in it and is still young enough to play it herself. So I would love to see how that transpires and if she would actually take the role. But yeah, that I just want to say, because looking at you, you're so adorable. I am 49 years old. There really is no 49, so I might as well just say I'm 50. I'm single, and if anybody wants to date me, I'm gonna do like Wendy. You want to date Papi. So anybody who feels that they would love to take me out on a date, I would love it. And please send me the same thing as Wendy. Please send me a 60-second video on why you would be the best for me. Let's see how far this goes. I want to see it. So this is called Date Papi. So hashtag Date Papi. Yeah, send me a 60-second video of introducing yourself and how you think we would be a good fit. Again, I'm 50 years old, so I would like someone age appropriate, just like Wendy. And let's see how this goes. And I'll bring it to you guys live and show you guys as it happens. And I'll do the same thing as Wendy. I'll pick my top 3 and and then choose the one I want. But that's it for Gaytopix All Day Monday. It's a pleasure coming back, and it's great to see all of you again. And I really want to thank you for allowing me this time to mourn and grieve after losing my best friend. And I'm really grateful that you guys are still following me. I looked at my numbers the other day, and I'm not following anybody, but I'm not following anybody for a reason, because I've been blacklisted and banned and suspended from everything. So I'm not going to follow anybody. more importantly, there's really no reason to follow me because all you have to do is like and follow me because I'm telling you the news. And that's all you really need to tune into is me telling you what's going on every single day of the week, 24/7. I'm your host, Papi Songo, and this is Gaytopix, the only source for hot topics and gay news. It's good to be back, and thank you for being patient with me as I grieve. Until then, remember, you're always in a mix with Gaytopix. Have a blessed day.